Hey everyone, ahlan wa sahlan fikum, and welcome to Learn Palestinian Arabic, the go-to channel for learning the Palestinian dialect of spoken Arabic. In today's video, we're going to start talking about numbers in the dialect. Everything related to numbers can actually get pretty tricky in Arabic, so today we're just going to talk about the cardinal numbers. These are essentially just the names of the numbers themselves, like 1, 2, 3, etc. In the following video, we'll talk about how to actually count things. That is, how to refer to the quantity and order of things using the cardinal numbers and the ordinal numbers, like first, second, third, and so on. And only then are we going to talk about grammatical number, that is, when and how to use the singular, dual, and plural forms in Arabic. Before we get started, a quick reminder that I'm working on a website where all these lessons are available in written form, with links to my dictionary, audio files, flashcards, and more. Check out the lesson for this topic, linked in the description, which actually includes the content that will be covered in part 2 of this mini-series. So, without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and follow Learn Palestinian Arabic on Instagram. Other than minor pronunciation differences, in the dialect the cardinal numbers are the same as they are in standard Arabic. Still, counting in Arabic is not as easy as 1, 2, 3. So let's work our way up from 1 and 2. واحد واثنين. In fact, واحد واثنين are unique in Arabic insofar as they're the only two numbers with distinct feminine forms. واحدة وتنتين. Of course, the gender of 1 and 2 should agree with that of any noun they replace. So, if I'm talking about books, I should say بدي واحد or بدي اثنين. But if I'm talking about glasses, which is feminine, it's either بدي واحدة or بدي تنتين. As for counting, since the singular and dual forms of nouns already imply one or two of the noun, explicitly stating the number is not just unnecessary but incorrect. Kitab is already one book and kastain is already two glasses, so using the numeral would be redundant. Even in the case of very large numbers that end with 1 or 2, the final portion is stated separately, as in alf lele u lele. As for the remaining numbers from 3 to 9, they have no gendered forms. Rather, notice that they all end in ta marbuta. We'll find out why in the next video. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. ثلاثة, أربعة, خمسة, ستة, سبعة, ثمانية, تسعة, and عشرة. As for 11 to 19, these are a fusion of 1 to 9 plus ash. Although this is originally short for ashra, it's actually pronounced without the ain. Again, notice that there's a tab between the number and the ash, which comes from the ta marbuta in the original cardinal number. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. As for 20, it's 20, the dual form of 10, in other words, 2 tens. In fact, the remaining multiples of 10 are analogous to the dual form of the corresponding numbers from 3 to 9. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. So now that we know 1 through 20 and the multiples of 10, making the remaining numbers until 99 is easy. You say the number from 1 to 9 first, and then the multiple of 10, using wow to link every individual part of the number. 37, 37, 82, 82. Finally, we can add the terms miya and alif to form even larger numbers in the same way as we do in English. Just note that both have dual forms, but only the plural form of alif is actually used for counting. As for miya, it gets fused as is with the number before. الأجار $750. The rent is $750. حقه 3200 shekel. It costs 3,200 shekels. Now, the main application of the numbers as I've presented them thus far is simply to use them in a standalone way, like to say the price of something. Another common application is to talk about calendar dates, especially because we don't use the names of the months in Palestine. We just refer to the months as شهر واحد and شهر 12. You can practice this by asking and talking about birthdays. امتى عيد ميلادك؟ صاحبي عيد ميلاده 25/5. وانتو امتى عيد ميلادكم؟ يلا اكتبوا بالcomments. You can even use years as a chance to practice larger numbers. What year are we in now? احنا بالسنة 2022. أنا انولدت بالسنة 1997. Try to say the year you were born in 5 times fast. And that's everything you need to know about numbers in Palestinian Arabic. Yeah, ya reit. In reality, there's plenty more to cover in the next videos in this mini-series on numbers, so stay tuned for part 2. And if you can't wait, you can check out the whole lesson right now on my website. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.